Hey guys, welcome back to my page. Today I'm talking about food, okay? I'm talking about food because I got a request to talk about the diet of this. If you're doing like the 6-week program on here and you're wondering how the diet is, it's a lot of food on the approved food list that you can eat. And I'm just gonna go over the more important things like, okay, so for as far as protein and meat, you can have your poultry, your chicken, turkey. It even has Cornish hens on here. You can have beef, you can have fish, you can have pork and lamb. It has it all on here. And seafood, shellfish as well. But what I'm gonna go over is the vegetables because that's important because all of them aren't on here. The meat, I don't really see that much of restriction, but I did look in the actual like a sample plan, like a menu, because you can put your own meals together based on this approved list. You're gonna put your own meals together because I mean, you might not like what they put on their sample menu. I will tell you, I will give you one of their sample menus, and then that'll kind of give you an idea of how you need to piece your meals together. So on the vegetables, the approved vegetables, they have asparagus, artichoke, bell peppers, onions, broccoli, cabbage, cauliflower, celery, collard greens, edamame, eggplant, green beans, lettuce, mushrooms, spinach, and turnip greens. And it also says over here, it says this list may not include include a vegetable you love, but any leafy green vegetable is acceptable. So if they didn't list a leafy green vegetable that you like, it's acceptable. Like I like Brussels sprouts, but they have to be seasoned right and sauteed on the stove, and they can be so good. And it's acceptable because it's a leafy green vegetable, but it's not listed on here, you know. Also, hydration. Water is acceptable. Calorie-free flavored waters, which is my go-to. That is what I drink. If I'm not drinking regular water, I'm drinking a calorie-free flavored water. That's my go-to. Diet sodas, decaf coffee and tea, regular coffee, limited, okay? Crystal Light, another go-to of mine. I love Crystal Light. So no milk, no fruit juices or creamers or caffeinated sodas, okay? It says that it's important that only during your cheat meal, let's see, only during your cheat meal can you have like a caffeinated soda or something like that, which I will go over in just a minute. So I'm gonna go down to also talk about your complex carbs. This is the complex carbs approved list, and it is not long. These are the only complex carbs that you can have during this plan. Let's see. Acorn squash. I never even heard of that. Barley. I've heard of squash, okay? I've heard of squash, but I didn't know acorn. I don't know the different types like that. So acorn squash, barley, black beans, kidney beans, lentils, lima beans, millet. What's millet? I never even heard of millet. I'm sure somebody has. Please tell me in the comments, what is millet? Actually, I can Google it, but I'm just saying, I want to know if somebody knows because I never heard of it. Navy beans, oatmeal, parsnips, pinto beans, potatoes, quinoa, rice, has to be brown, colored, and wild. Okay, those are the only acceptable ones. Brown rice, colored rice, and wild rice. Okay, rye, split peas, sweet potato, and whole grain bread, cereals, and flours. So your breads and cereals and flours have to be whole grain for them to be acceptable for you to put in your meal. So the next thing I'm gonna do is go over like let's see, the first couple of weeks, the first 2 weeks, you would piece your meals together this way. So they have 6 meals, and number 6 is the 6th meal says if you're still hungry. So the first meal is gonna be your breakfast, of course. You're gonna put like, okay, so their sample says 3 hard-boiled eggs or scrambled or an omelet. You can add cheese and veggies. And then a cup of oatmeal, Okay, it says instant and low sugar flavors permitted. Or a cup of grits or 1 slice of wheat toast. Okay, that's your complex carb in the first meal. 2 slices of turkey bacon are permitted. I mean, they also have, let me see, they also have bacon listed under pork. So I'm pretty sure that you can also have pork bacon if that's what you eat and not turkey bacon, because it's on the list of approved things. But it says 2 slices of turkey bacon permitted, okay? So that's like extra protein because your eggs is already your protein. So meal 2 would be any protein shake you prefer that has less than 6 grams of carbohydrates and sugars, okay? Can't have more than that. 1 tablespoon of all natural peanut butter, almond butter, or 1 handful of peanuts and almonds, which would be my go-to. I would go for the handful of nuts. But you have to read it because with those nuts, it cannot include sugar in there, okay? So meal 3 would be your second meal of the day where you can have a complex carb. And that would be 6 ounces of lean protein, which 6 ounces of meat, okay? Half a sweet potato or 1 cup of brown rice or any other complex carb from your list, okay? I think they just put that there just so you can get an idea of how much you're supposed to put, like half of your rice or your sweet potato. Not the whole potato, half of it, because sweet potatoes usually are fairly big when you get them. And then you can have salad or any green vegetable, okay, from the list that I went over. Okay, so that's meal 3. So meal 1 and meal 3 are the only 2 meals where you can have a complex carb. Okay, because meal 4 is the protein shake again, or, you know, the peanut butter, almond butter, or the handful of nuts again. And meal 5, you have no carbs during this meal. Only your 6 ounces of meat. It says meat portion equals the size of your fist. And then you can have salad or any green vegetable. And meal number 6, if you're still hungry, you can have 3 hard-boiled eggs or protein shake or a small salad. So that's how you're gonna eat you would eat for the first 2 weeks, right? So after you've been on this for 2 weeks, week 3 comes along, and guess what? You get a cheat meal, okay? That's what I was like dying for, the cheat meal, right? So you're also removing a complex carb from one of your meals, okay? So either your first meal or your third meal, you have to take the complex carb out of it. And you can only have the vegetable and the meat, okay? So that's the difference between week 3. So during week 3, everything's gonna be the same except you're taking one of your complex carbs out of one of your meals. So you don't take it out of both. It says it's very important that you don't do both, just one. And so you're taking a complex carb out. And then you're adding your cheat meal, okay? Only one day. And I would say you should do it the same day every week, okay? So that is 7 days in between each time. It's very important that you do this cheat meal because they say that it helps boost your metabolism. If you don't do it, then you could be like at a plateau, and then you eat this, then you go back to your regular eating, and it helps to kind of boost your metabolism in that way. So it's a cheat meal, okay? Not a cheat day, a cheat meal. So they recommend that you do this cheat meal for dinner. And the reason why they say dinner is because you won't spend all day cheating, eating all this junk. It would be better to eat it for dinner because then, you know, it's closer to bedtime and you're less likely to just like have so much time to binge. And I think it's a good idea. It actually works. It worked. I'm like, okay, for dinner, I'm going to do my cheat meal, and, you know, that's cool. So that's for week 3. Now, the last 2 weeks, you know, you're gonna still follow this, but the thing is you're taking all your complex carbs out. No more complex carbs the last 2 weeks. You can only have your protein and your vegetables. That's it. And the other meals still remain the same, it looks like. Only you don't have a sixth meal. So yeah, you only have 5. So pretty much no more complex carbs the last 2 weeks, and that's, you know, really gonna get you together. And I hope that kind of helps shape some ideas of how you're gonna form your menus. But I am going to show you, because I think the easiest way for me is to meal prep things, because I find that when I don't do that, that it's so much easier for me to go and grab something that I'm not supposed to eat because it's not ready, it's not prepared, and I'm hungry right now. I want my food right now, and what do I want to eat? And then I have to think about what am I gonna make? And then you end up grabbing something, you're more likely to grab something unhealthy. So it's better to meal prep like for yourself, especially for your meals like lunch and dinner, to be able to just grab those things. For me, if you're gonna eat the hard-boiled eggs, you could get your breakfast ready too. But for me, I'm not about to make some scrambled eggs and then heat them up the next day. That's just not, it's not gonna happen. I'm gonna make my breakfast, you know. But it's best to meal prep as much as you can, because then you're less likely to grab something unhealthy. You already got the food right there. Just pop it in the microwave and there you go. You're ready. So I'm gonna show you some of my meal prep coming up after this. All right, guys, I'm bringing you into my kitchen to see the meal that I have prepared for my meal preps. I'm not completely done, but this is like a few of them. So let's get over to the stove here. Coming over to the stove, I have made for my protein, my meat, some salmon. Woo. I'm gonna cut it up, put it in my meal trays. And I've also made some, let's look here, asparagus. I like to season my food, guys. You should never skimp on seasoning. That is very, very important. Never skimp on seasoning. That fan was on so that, you know, my food can heat up and all that. So the meal prep trays that I use, my husband had bought these a while ago, and here are my meal prep trays. So the meat is gonna go in here. So for me, I'm not doing a simple or a complex carb because I'm learning more about keto. I'm getting more educated on it. But the thing is, you have to keep your carb intake low so that you can get into ketosis, which is what starts, you know, burning that fat in your body. So that's what I'm doing, okay? I did not follow the meal plan either when I did the 6-week program. It was very close to it, but the difference is that I allowed myself luxuries, you know, here and there. I would be like, okay, I would like a cookie, and I will eat it, okay? I won't overindulge like too much like that, where I'm eating like a whole pack of cookies, but if I feel like if I don't give myself a little bit of what I want, then I'm going to binge eat. So that was my thinking. But now that I'm getting more serious about my keto diet and everything, so for me, I'm not gonna have a complex carbs because I'm trying to keep my intake of carbs low so I can get into ketosis, so I can start burning some of this fat. Okay, I have these goals for the summer. I said I was coming for the summer now. I'm being it. I'm coming. My birthday's in July, and I'm getting more serious about this keto diet, and I am educating myself on it more and more because I'm still a beginner. But I mean, I've learned a lot of different things and come up with a lot of cool different ideas of how to keep my carb intake low that I'm excited about. So yes, the meal prep, you would leave one of these open for a complex carb. Now, when I do eat complex carbs, my go-to is brown rice. I love brown rice. And you would leave one of these compartments open for that, because it'd be like a cup of it, said, or half a sweet potato, or whatever else is on that list that you like to eat. That's up to you. Me, I love vegetables, so I'm okay with just eating the vegetables part of that. Then I will make myself like other meats to go in here. The salmon is gonna go in a few of them. I also made some some broccoli, some Brussels sprouts, and I'll have to chop up my asparagus to fit them in the little compartments, but I'll have to come up with more meat. And I really love lamb, so I'll probably do that. And also I have a steak in there as well that I can incorporate in there as well. So some people like to eat the same thing over and over, and it makes it easier, which is why they have that sample menu for you guys. I'm not one of those people. I can eat the same thing for maybe like 2 or 3 days, and then after that, it's a wrap. I need something else. But I can eat the same vegetables, but just even if I just change up the vegetable, it'll make me feel like I'm eating something different. Change up the protein, you feel like you're eating something different. So it's like all about what you have to do, whatever you need to do to get to your goals. Okay, this is how I do. You do you, I'ma do me. But I'm gonna give you a little bit of insight into it, you know what I'm saying, to give you your options. So I would say that all in all, I did get the results. I still got results from the program. I enjoyed the results that I got, even though I did not stick to their meal plan strict. But I could see why if you did, you would get maximum results, like even better. But right now I'm getting more serious, like I said, with my keto, so that I can attain those goals, you know, that much faster, or even just maximize my chances and not you know, be on the slow boat to getting to my, you know, final goal. But I hope that this kind of helped you, give you ideas on how to put your meals together, and also on how the program is structured as far as, you know, your meal plans. I would definitely recommend, if you know, really serious about doing this program, to get the program, because they have so many more things that you can add. They have a vegan option in there. I'm not vegan, so I didn't look at it because I'm not vegan. That's not really my thing. They have add-ons that you can add, like cookbooks. I did get the keto cookbook because they'll give me some ideas of meal ideas and all that kind of stuff, so you can add on like that, stuff like that. They have 30-minute meals. I added all the keto cookbooks that they had, but they have a lot of different options. They have like cookbooks for, I think they have a vegan cookbook in there as well, give you more ideas of, you know, and I believe that the program actually comes with a cookbook as well, like just to give of their menu, like, oh, you can make this, you can make that off the approved food list. So it's definitely worth the purchase. It's worth looking into. The program is not like super expensive. It's not. I think I spent like $27 on the program, so it's not bad for 6 weeks and for the results that you can get. And I mean, it's definitely worth it, guys. That's my opinion. I'm just saying, after going through this whole program and looking at everything, it's definitely worth it. Anyway, like this, please hit the thumbs up. Don't forget to do that. Don't forget to share and subscribe if you haven't already. And I hope that this gave you a little, you know, a better idea of how you can build your meals to kind of stick closer to the program. I hope this helped. I'm all about, you know, getting those requests met, because somebody asked me to do it. So I was like, all right, you know what, I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna do it. I still am not doing their thing strict to the thing, but I already explained, you know, I'm more trying to learn how to do keto for reals, because I am prone to get diabetes later in life, and this keto actually is good for people that are diabetic. It keeps your carb intake down, which keeps your glucose levels down. It's something that I'm trying to work on right now before I get to that point. So that's my personal thing, but everybody has their differences, and I just wanted to give you a little insight on that, and, you know, go ahead and do that request that somebody asked me to do. And anyway, I will see you for our next workout. Bye guys.